Coming up, the new school year starts 1 week from today here on the Suncoast. What local districts are doing now to make sure students are safe on campus. Plus, a double homicide suspect back in Manatee County. What's next for the accused killer? And the latest numbers on local fish kills being caused by red tide. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, school begins a week from today, and local school districts will have increased security on campuses. Sarasota County has formed a new police department, while Manatee County is using a so-called Guardian program. ABC 7's Marla Spence is here now with a closer look at what's happening there in Manatee County. Marla?
Well, Scott, as parents get their kids ready for the new school year, the big question is whether or not Manatee County schools are ready and whether the Guardians will be ready in just 1 week. The district says although school Guardians are in training right now and will most likely not be ready until the second week of school, they are excited by the quality of their Guardians and are confident that they are ready to protect and serve. So far, the school district tells us they have selected 40 in total, 38 Guardians and 2 lead Guardians. Their job is to make sure students, faculty, and staff are safe from any threats. 80% of Manatee County Guardians are men and women with a background in law enforcement and military experience. For parents wondering what security measures will be in place until Guardians are completely ready, well, law enforcement and student resource officers will be on campuses until those Guardians pass their precision firearms qualifications.
The majority of it is firearms training, precision pistol training, simulator training, doing active shooter training, and actually basic firearms proficiency training.
We'll be training them either on live fire ranges or in schools to prepare them to be ready for their objective.
Now, once the Guardians complete training, there will be at least one Guardian for school or school resource officers at each of the 50 campuses within Manatee County School District. Coming up in the next half hour, we will continue our back-to-school coverage. ABC 7's Jackie Kelly will tell us about security measures in Sarasota County. Scott?
All right, Marla, thank you so much. Happening today, it's your chance to get a closer look at the candidates for the Sarasota County School Board. All 8 candidates running for 3 seats on this board will attend a forum at Selby Public Library starting at 5 o'clock in downtown Sarasota. Candidates will take part in an informal meet and greet, followed by a forum where they'll first respond to identical written questions and then to questions from the audience. Districts 1, 4, and 5 are on the ballot this year. Candidates from District 1 include incumbent Bridget Ziegler and challenger Nick Guy.
It's transparency, fiscal accountability, and ensuring that there's a voice for parents at the board.
Keeping our kids safe has always been the most important thing that any leader in a school district has to consider, but that's more important now than ever.
We'll hear from all the candidates this week on ABC 7 at 7. That includes Ziegler and Guy in District 1, Shirley Brown and Karen Rose in District 4, and Jane Goodwin, Rick Linden, Pamela Gavette, and Justin Cody Willis in District 5. An update on Manatee County double murder case now. The accused killer is back on the Suncoast. Joe Clairjust was arrested in Denver just days after the crime. The 17-year-old is accused of shooting and killing 18-year-old Caleb Bowman and 18-year-old Kimundry Pittman in July. Detectives believe the suspect knew the victims and the dispute was likely over drugs. At least one of the shootings took place behind a shopping center along Cortez Road West in Bradenton. Happening right now, the funeral for a Fort Myers police officer who died after being shot on duty. Investigators say Officer Adam Jobbers Miller was chasing Wisner Dismerit of Sarasota over a stolen cell phone. Video from the officer's body cam shows Dismerit appear to surrender, but then lunge at the officer, knocking him onto his back. Investigators say Dismerit then allegedly pulled the officer's gun from his belt and shot him. Jobbers Miller died a week later. His funeral is now underway at Germain Arena in Estero. New at noon, a new national survey may help decide the age-old debate whether it's better to buy or rent your home, at least if you live here on the Suncoast. ABC 7's Ray Collins is here to explain. Ray?
Yeah, Scott, this survey puts Sarasota, Bradenton #2 in the state and 24th nationwide as a better place to buy than to rent. The survey was done by financial technology company SmartAsset.com. It ranked Fort Myers Cape Coral first and Sarasota Bradenton second statewide in terms of best places to buy versus rent. So why is this? One local real estate executive told me he thinks the reason the Suncoast scored so high, it's largely an inbound area and rents are relatively higher here due to strong, consistent demand.
Is the fact that because we're such a competitive rental market where the cost of renting is high, it actually does make sense to analyze the two options. And when you look at for sale prices, the cost, particularly if you're looking at the mortgage, in many cases you can buy less expensive comparable property than you could to rent it.
The survey said the best places to rent rather than buy: Washington, Nevada, and California. Scott?
All right, Ray, thank you. New developments today in our red tide outbreak. Crews are back out on Suncoast beaches as more dead fish wash up. 4 tons of fish were removed from Lido Key on Sunday. That's after 7 tons were removed there last Friday. Crews raking South Lido Beach and the Bayside this morning and will work along Lido Beach this afternoon. Improving conditions on Siesta Key and South Sarasota County beaches means there will be no crews out there today. The most recent report from Florida Fish and Wildlife on Friday shows no signs of red tide in Manatee County, but dead fish are starting to show up on some of the beaches there. Crews are picking up dead fish along beaches on Anna Maria Island. And ABC 7 is covering the red tide bloom from every angle. You can log on to our website, mysuncoast.com, to see all of our coverage, including answers to your most frequently asked questions. All right, let's get a check on our weather now with meteorologist Josh Stone, who's in for John this week. And we're off to a nice start on this Monday, I think.
We are, with lots of sunshine,
Yeah.
but in the air, as we just talked about, the smell in some locations, not so nice.
Yeah.
We're talking about the red tide, obviously. And yeah, not many people walking on the beach when you have that smell of dead, decaying fish. Now, Lido Key, there's a low flag there, or a flag that has the low probability of bad things happening. But down in Gasparilla, actually the southern end of Boca Grande, Gasparilla area, there's a double flag, and that's actually red. So that's a trouble spot. But as we talked about, Manatee County, at least in Anna Maria Island and northern end of Longboat Key, no issues there. As far as our temperature right now, 88 degrees, a few clouds, easterly wind at 6 miles per hour. The radar is quiet now, could have some storms that develop later on this afternoon inland, and then with these upper level winds coming out of the east, those storms will be pushed to the coast. Scott?
Josh, thank you. New details out of New Mexico today, where the search for a missing toddler leads to a shocking discovery. 11 children found living in a secluded compound without food or water. ABC's Emily Rao has the update on their rescue and the search for that missing boy continuing.
The makeshift living quarters deep in the New Mexico desert, home to 11 children ages 1 to 15.
They were in bad shape. I mean, the children were dirty. They didn't have clothes that fit them properly. Just seeing them walking around like that, it was hard to see.
Investigators say there was no electricity or running water. 16 people living in filth, shocking even to the veteran sheriff.
I'm a 30-year police officer. This is by far the worst thing I've ever seen as far as living conditions. This one hit us all very hard.
Authorities first approaching the property hoping to find a missing 3-year-old boy and his father, 39-year-old Siraj Wahaj. Inside, no sign of the boy, but police saying they did find Wahaj heavily armed.
5 fully loaded AR magazines, 30-round magazines. He was in possession of an AR assault rifle and 4 other handguns.
After an hours-long standoff, he was booked on a Georgia warrant for child abduction. Another man also arrested for harboring a fugitive. And the children the sheriff describes as looking like starving refugees, now in protective custody.
Our goal is to, as quickly as possible, get them assessed, cleaned up, fed.
Authorities also arrested 3 women believed to be the mothers of those children. All 5 adults now charged with 11 counts of felony child abuse, and the search continues for that Georgia boy who turns 4 years old today. Emily Rao, ABC News, New York.
Remember to follow the latest breaking news across the area and the world, as well as your First Alert weather forecast. Download our app. You can find it in your app store under WWSB or My Suncoast. Still to come on your Suncoast News, why a new study suggests teens vaping earlier in life could lead to using marijuana later on. And then later, singer Demi Lovato speaks out for the first time about her recent overdose and what she's telling fans about her road to recovery.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Nice to see you on this Monday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. Looking at the radar right now, really not much activity taking place along the Sun Coast. This could change later on this afternoon with the heating of the day, and a few of these storms we see in the interior portions should start to flare up and then push westward towards the coast. 88 degrees is our current temperature right now, 2.73. Easterly wind light out of the east, but about 6 miles per hour. But looks like we're going to get our share of storms later on this afternoon, early this evening as they come towards the coast. General thunderstorms, nothing severe by any stretch of the imagination. There is, though, some weather delays up in Chicago with some thunderstorms up there, but that's not for our area. If you're flying out of SRQ up towards the north or even to Denver, there may be some delays with some storms there. But for us, we have dry air above us that's limiting the widespread shower activity. So we're just calling for scattered showers for late this afternoon and this evening. We have this area of high pressure to the northeast of Florida that swings around that northeasterly flow, and that's the steering wind. So with the heating of the day and the sea breeze convergence, these storms are going to start to flare up inland, and then the upper level winds will push them close to the coast. As far as our future cast, you can see what happens. Generally, these storms move from the east towards the west, and yeah, early to mid-evening hours we'll get some rain activity maybe along the coast, but that's just about it as far as any sort of widespread showers or storms for our area. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's talk about the tropics. Okay, we're in the month of August now, and that's when things start to ramp up. We actually have a little activity out here in the northern Atlantic waters. National Hurricane Center only gives this a 20% chance of developing into something. But as far as what's happening in the Pacific, even though this doesn't affect us, this is just out of interest. We have a couple of tropical systems here. Tropical storms actually, and one in particular is actually a Category 4 hurricane. That's right, and it is tracking close to Hawaii with sustained winds of 145 miles per hour. Again, it doesn't affect us, but it's just out of interest that this could swipe Hawaii, and that could be a big weather story by mid this week. For the boaters, expect an easterly northwesterly wind this afternoon at 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet, with light conditions in the bays. Okay, breaking down your 7-day outlook. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 30% chance of shower activity. By Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that shower chance lessens, and then the rain does pick up as we get into the latter part of the upcoming weekend and into early next week. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. In Health Smart, a new study shows teens who use e-cigarettes and hookahs are more likely to use marijuana later in life. More than 2,600 high school freshmen were recently surveyed, asked if they had ever tried hookahs or e-cigs. A follow-up survey found those students who had tried them when they were freshmen were 3 times more likely to have tried marijuana than those who had not tried e-cigs. August is National Immunization Month, a time for parents to make sure their kids get shots before the first day of school. The state health officials say updated vaccines are required from kindergarten to 7th grade in all Florida schools. A completed form is required for registration in Suncoast Public Schools. Students without those required immunizations will be sent home from school, and students will not be able to take part in extracurricular activities until the school has the form showing they've received those required immunizations. And the health department also offering extended hours at its Northport and Sarasota immunization clinics. Wednesday, the Sarasota Immunization Clinic on Rainling Boulevard will stay open until 7:30, and then Thursday and Friday will be open until 7. You can find a complete schedule of the office closest to you by going to our website, mysuncoast.com, and looking for this story. It's also Children's Eye and Health Safety Month. More than 80% of learning in a typical classroom occurs visually. So doctors want to make sure students' eyesight is in good shape as we get closer to the new school year. Catching serious eye problems early can help preserve vision. Some warning signs include dry eyes with itching or burning, redness around the eyes, and trouble adjusting to dark rooms. Be sure to check with your child's doctor if vision problems seem to be getting worse. Time for lunch, so let's head over to the kitchen and say hello on this Monday to ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Hi, Judy.
Hi there, Scott. Well, I'm doing something light today, and it's something that's so versatile that it can be your dinner tonight, and then tomorrow by adding extra mushroom broth, you can have a nice noodle soup. So we're using chicken today, but you could use shrimp or even beef. This is going to be really easy using fresh orange juice, sesame seeds, lots of different Asian vegetables, and get a little brightness with some fresh squeezed orange juice. So stay with me throughout the hour. I have my wok pan, and I'm getting ready to toss and turn, and we'll come back and I'll bring you some great Asian flavors with a nice fresh local cue. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
An update now on Demi Lovato, the singer breaking her silence after a suspected overdose. ABC's Kana Whitworth has more on Lovato's Instagram message, thanking God, her fans, and vowing to keep fighting.
I will be rising from the ground like a skyscraper.
This morning, Demi Lovato speaking out for the first time since her apparent overdose, saying, "I want to thank God for keeping me alive." In a post to her Instagram, the pop star saying, "I've learned that this illness is not something that disappears. It is something I must continue to overcome and have not done yet. I now need time to heal and focus on my sobriety and road to recovery."
EMS 11, spinal with engine 97 already on scene, unconscious.
This comes nearly 2 weeks after Lovato was treated with Narcan following a suspected drug overdose at her Los Angeles home.
Hang in there, okay? We're on our way. Stay with the patient.
Lovato has remained hospitalized since the incident, suffering medical complications, but is said to be well enough to leave the hospital. On Friday, People magazine reporting Demi will go straight to an inpatient treatment facility after she leaves the hospital. A source saying it's her choice to go to rehab. This is not anything that can be forced.
A source tells People that Demi realizes the severity of the situation, and she's at a point now where she really wants to get help.
I'm so sorry, I'm not sober anymore.
This relapse coming 8 years after Lovato checked into this residential treatment facility for women battling addiction, an experience she shared with our Robin Roberts.
I guess my darkest period was going into treatment for that first 48 hours and not having any communication with the outside world.
Now, Lovato vowing to keep fighting, saying, "I look forward to the day where I can say I came out on the other side."
That's Kana Whitworth reporting. All right, let's get back to the kitchen and check in again with Chef Judy, who's fixing something delicious today because it is wafting over here to the new set and it smells unbelievable.
It's probably the great seasonings. We're using some ginger, we're using garlic scotch, and I'm taking out my Flavor Bomb, the Malaysian curry seasoning. I get the little packets over at the Spice and Tea Exchange on St. Armand's. What's great is because they are small, so it's not gonna get stale because you're gonna use it up within a couple months. For me, it's usually a couple weeks. So liberally seasoned, salt and pepper. We'll do some garlic blend as well to get some good flavors in there. Now we're going to do a tablespoon of sesame oil and a tablespoon of canola or vegetable oil. I've taken the chicken, and today, just to make it easier for me, I use chicken cutlets. But you notice a lot of stores, when they have sales on chicken breasts, what I like to do is I will partially freeze them then cut them into small strips and put them back in a Ziploc bag. And that way I can just take it out when I'm going to be doing stir-fried. Stir-fry is great for a midweek dinner. The key is to get your prep done early, though. It's something that you can do way ahead of the game, and then just assemble everything and you'll be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this chicken cook. I'm going to add just a teeny bit more oil. We're going to give it about 2 minutes, and then we'll give it a toss and move it to the other side. You have to get ready with several plates when you're doing stir fry as well, because now we've just done the raw chicken. We're going to remove the chicken when it's cooked, just barely cooked, and put it on a plate. Then we're going to start on the vegetables. So now let's talk about the mushroom broth. You can buy mushroom broth in the same aisle, in the same section as you find chicken or turkey or beef broth. My son reduced them down. I have some great mushrooms that I picked up at the farmer's market from Mr. Fun Guy, and we reduced that down for about 4 hours, just a slow steep. First saute mushrooms and low steep. So that's going to be a real nice flavor. You can definitely add more broth, so you can make this into a noodle soup bowl as well. Mondays are usually our night that we do have either something like ramen or just a quick stir fry, and it's so yummy. And you know, be liberal, you can add shrimp as well as the chicken. So we'll give that about another minute. Now I'm going to toss in some sesame seeds, just regular sesame seeds, and let that start to toast. And when we come back, we'll start to saute the vegetables, add some ginger into that, and really bring that aroma in the station even bigger. I think you're going to like it when you make it tonight at home.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, a delivery.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small, so Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Coming up, new sanctions against Iran, why President Trump's executive order is facing backlash from European allies. Plus, one of the most popular national parks in the country is closed indefinitely because of those devastating California wildfires. A video of a Manatee County woman about to give birth goes viral after a happy dance with nurses.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30, a major reversal by President Trump on that infamous meeting inside Trump Tower, now saying the purpose was to get information on Hillary Clinton. ABC's Janae Norman has the details from Washington.
President Trump is reversing course regarding the Russian meeting in Trump Tower, fuming over the weekend.
The Russian witch hunt, a Democrat-inspired witch hunt.
His anger fueled by a Washington Post report that says he's increasingly worried about how the Russia probe could hurt what he calls innocent and decent people. At the top of the list, his son Don Jr. for his role in that Trump Tower meeting with Paul Manafort, Jared Kushner, and Russians. President Trump tweeting, "Fake news reporting a complete fabrication that I'm concerned about the meeting my wonderful son Donald had in Trump Tower." Don Jr., in a statement that the president helped craft, initially said the meeting was about Russian adoptions, and later telling Fox News,
"Did you tell your father anything about this?"
No. It was such a nothing. There was nothing to tell.
But the president now changing course about the purpose of the meeting with the Russians, saying it was to get dirt on Hillary Clinton. Writing, "This was a meeting to get information on an opponent, totally legal and done all the time in politics, and it went nowhere. I did not know about it." And as for President Trump's knowledge, sources tell ABC News his former personal attorney, Michael Cohen, says the president did know about the meeting before it happened. His current attorney saying there's nothing illegal about it.
Well, the question is, how would it be illegal? I mean, the real question here is, would a meeting of that nature constitute a violation?
And the president's attorney says they are prepared to battle if Robert Mueller subpoenas President Trump, saying that they will take the fight all the way to the Supreme Court. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
New at noon, European leaders say they deeply regret the renewal of U.S. sanctions on Iran. President Trump signing an executive order reimposing many sanctions on Iran 3 months after pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal. The first round affects Iran's automobile industry, certain metals, and other sectors. European Commission, France, Germany, and the UK have all criticized the Trump administration's plan. Meanwhile, American companies like Boeing and then France's Airbus say they are poised to lose billions of dollars. Now to the alleged assassination attempt of Venezuela's president seen on live television. Nicolas Maduro was speaking in a public square when he was interrupted by a series of blasts. Soldiers and military bands broke ranks and scattered for cover at the sound of multiple explosions. Today, President Maduro is calling this an assassination attempt by drones. The government has detained 6 suspects and is now saying the threat was planned with others, including one person in Miami. For the second time in a week, a powerful earthquake has rocked Indonesia's resort islands, this one even stronger and deadlier than the last. The epicenter of the 6.9 magnitude quake was on the popular island of Lombok, and the tremors were also felt in neighboring Bali. At least 91 people are dead, hundreds more are injured. Officials say thousands of buildings were damaged during the main quake and by significant aftershocks. New details now out of California, where federal aid and helping hands from across the globe are on the way to help crews battling those massive wildfires. The White House has approved a disaster declaration for Shasta County, where the Carr Fire is continuing to burn through homes and property. More than 17 fires are burning out of control across the state. People near the Carr Fire have begun returning to their homes. So far, that fire has killed 7 people and destroyed more than 1,000 structures. And Yosemite National Park is being closed indefinitely due to the Ferguson wildfire. Park officials say increased fire activity is extending that closure. All of the roads used to access Yosemite Valley have been impacted by the blaze, and trees in the area could fall without warning, posing hazardous conditions. As of last night, the Ferguson fire has burned more than 89,000 acres and is only about 40% contained. Caught on camera, 5 people are dead after a small plane crashes near a California shopping center. The aircraft went down in the parking lot of a Staples Supercenter in Santa Ana. It's unclear if anyone was hurt on the ground. The cause of the crash has not been determined, and officials are now investigating what led to that crash. Ohio State University's investigation of head football coach Urban Meyer is expected to be finished in about 2 weeks. Meyer is on paid administrative leave while a team of investigators determines if he was aware of 2015 domestic violence allegations against former assistant coach Zach Smith, who was fired in July. Meyer has acknowledged knowing about a 2009 incident involving Smith and his then wife Courtney, but has said he did not know about the alleged 2015 incident. If Meyer is found to have known about it, he could be fired. The Ohio State Buckeyes open the new football season September 1st against Oregon State. Meyer, of course, the former coach of the Florida Gators as well. Let's get a check on our Monday weather now with meteorologist Josh Stone in for John today. And I saw a lot of blue skies this morning. It was nice. Some drier air, I guess.
Dry air is above us,
Yeah.
and that's really bringing a lot of sunshine. With the sun out, people are enjoying this type of weather. We have 88 degrees right now in Sarasota and Bradenton, 86 in Venice. What's not so nice, we'll talk about this again, is the red tide status. Now, if you're going down towards Gasparilla Island, Boca Grande, we've got a double red flag down there, and that's not good at all. Lido Key, low to on the borderline moderate, but everywhere else looks pretty good, though again, depends on where you are, but that smell of the decaying dead fish in the air is not something that people embrace by any means. Radar is quiet right now, but that will start to lighten up a little bit later this afternoon with the sea breeze convergence, the heating of the day. These storms will form inland, and then the upper level easterly winds will push these storms that develop inland towards the coast. As far as our highs today, topping out in the low 90s. Scott?
Okay, thank you so much, Josh. Sarasota County students and teachers will be seeing some new faces on campus this school year. ABC 7's Jackie Kelly talked with Sarasota County Schools Police Chief Paul Grohowski about developing the district's new police force and what students and parents can expect to see on their first day.
The chief tells me that they've already hired 25 officers and 3 sergeants for this new police department. However, he says it's still a work in progress. On the first day of school, all 21 elementary schools will have a newly hired officer at their school. Because the police department is still hiring officers this school year, the school resource officers and school resource deputies already in the middle and high schools will remain there as their security. However, the chief says this time next year, the school police department should be fully staffed with at least 1 officer in every school.
Right now, our goal is 1. We're going to have a number of relief officers. We're going to have a detective bureau to vet out any kind of concerns or perceived threats or investigate any kind of offenses that occur on our properties.
The chief says that 24 years is the average amount of experience that each of these new hires has. And he says while some are locals, others are coming from places such as New York City and Chicago. Reporting in Sarasota, Jackie Kelly, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Jackie, thank you. Speaking of school security, metal detectors will not be installed for the start of classes at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland. Broward County Public Schools sending a letter to parents telling them the plans for those metal detectors are now on hold for now. Officials previously said students would no longer have to use see-through backpacks when they return to school, but that may change during an upcoming school security meeting this week. Happening tonight, St. Petersburg city officials will be taking public comment on what should be done with Tropicana Field if the Tampa Bay Rays decide to move out. The 85-acre space taken up by the ballpark right now could be used to create new opportunities for growth, economic development, and enhanced community. The meeting will happen tonight from 6:30 to 8:30 at the USF St. Pete Student Center. Plans for a new Venice Regional Bayfront Hospital are moving forward. This week, the Sarasota County Planning Commission will vote on rezoning land for that new facility. It would be built just east of the Jacaranda roundabout along Venice Avenue. The hospital still has months to go and a series of approvals before it can begin construction. Next, the County Commission would need to approve changing the land use designation. Venice Regional will also need to get a site and development plan and an alternative parking plan approved as well. Well, take a look at this. A Bradenton mom is going viral for dancing in the hallways of Manatee Memorial Hospital with nurses before going into labor. Take a look.
Been pregnant for way too long. I tell her to just turn it off. If she a baby mama, go ahead. Work.
There's some talent there. The video's original post has received more than 100,000 views and over 1,000 likes on Facebook. Alicia Exantis shared her experience with us. She said she didn't expect to get such a huge response when she first posted that video on the internet.
It's been super positive, super awesome. A lot of people have reached out that like, wow, Bradenton, how cool is this for Bradenton? A lot of people have reached out about Manatee Memorial nurses, labor and delivery nurses. When I tell you these women are superheroes without capes, they are superheroes without capes. They are incredible. I don't know how they do what they do. It's been a great, great, great outreach, positive outreach. Everyone's been so positive.
Well, as you can see, she delivered a perfectly healthy baby, and baby Alicia was delivered, get this, in this very same room at Manatee Memorial as her mom. How about that? Good luck. Let's get back to the kitchen now and check in again with Judy Gallagher. Hi, Judy.
That's such a good story. I saw it trending this weekend. It really made me smile. So, I just added some rainbow carrots, cut in the bias, but cut fairly small. They're going to be the longest to cook, so I add that in about 3 minutes ago. Then I added some bok choy. You can certainly use Napa cabbage. I really like the intense crunch of bok choy. Last, I just put in the red peppers. So we're going to add some scallions, green and white. I have some minced ginger, so I'm going to do about a teaspoon of that. That's where you don't really have to measure. Now we're going to get into just a little bit more garlic. 4 to 6 cloves, depending on how much you love garlic. If you know me, you know I love garlic. So we're going to give that a toss around. Now we're going to add a little sugar. Bring out the sweetness, just about a teaspoon. So that's not a lot. You can omit it, no problem. I wouldn't use a sugar substitute though, really make it a little bit too sweet. Now we're going to add some mirin, which is a form of rice wine, and so that adds some sweetness as well. Then we're going to add just a little bit of gluten-free soy sauce. Oh, about 2 tablespoons. It's going to be more than enough. And we'll wait to season because we want to see how salty that soy sauce gets. We're going to add a little bit of the mushroom broth. Remember, you can add more and make this into an udon noodle soup if you'd like. So I'm going to add the chicken back. Now, a lot of people like to thicken their stir fries with a little cornstarch and water, and that's fine. Since I'm allergic to cornstarch, I omit it. It's going to add it's going to thicken it, but it's also going to add a little glisten. But to be honest, you really don't need it in this particular dish. So now we're going to take the udon noodles, which are a wider noodle, but by all means, if you only have pasta in the house, you know, a box of spaghetti is going to work fine. If you're going gluten-free, try to use the buckwheat noodles, the soba noodles. They are so good. So we just give this, again, a little stir. And then the last thing I want to add are some sugar snap peas, and that'll give it that big crunch at the end. And when I go to plate, what I'm going to do is just sprinkle in some cilantro and squeeze a little fresh squeezed orange juice along with the sesame seeds. That's just going to give it a little pop. So come back and we'll have our first bites of stir fry in just a few minutes.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call
800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now,
800-604-0398.
or visit SoClean.com today.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Thanks so much for joining us at ABC 7. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. We're looking at our radar right now and not much activity on it. Interior portions of the state, a few flare-ups here of some light showers to the beginnings of some thunderstorms. The heating of the day taking place now, and the sea breeze convergence will aid to more storms that fire up later on this afternoon. And with the easterly wind being the dominant feature here, those storms will be pushed towards the coast later on today. 88 right now, so it's a warm one, and our humidity at 61%. A few clouds out there. So here's a breakdown. Partly cloudy skies for this afternoon. Another warm one with temperatures topping out in the low 90s. You know, yesterday's high was 95 degrees, and our average is 90, so well above the mark there. And looks like we could be above the mark as we top out for our highs today. Isolated showers and storms develop this afternoon as we discussed, and then it looks like we'll have more sunshine coming our way over the weekend. I mean, the sun will linger into the afternoon and stay there for the weekend, so that's looking pretty good if you like the sunshine. Dry air on top of us right now, pretty much on top of the entire peninsula, and that's going to limit the widespread shower activity for the state of Florida today, but we'll keep an eye on it. Of course, our chief meteorologist Bob Harrigan should be here this afternoon. We'll keep that close at hand of what's going on, but what is happening is we have an area of high pressure to our north and east that's driving that northeast easterly wind component, and that's what's going to help push the storms further to the coast. Sea breeze convergence taking place. You can see a general flow from east to west on our future cast. Could get a few showers and thunderstorms that rumble around the sun coast later today. All right, let's talk about the tropics. We're in the month of August. That's the beginning of when things really start to ramp up in the hurricane season traditionally, but no real storms to talk about here other than this little flare up in the northern Atlantic. It is traveling to the north, not really organized, and just to keep this in mind, the waters right now are cool in the Atlantic, cooler than what they were last year. Also, we have dust in the air, which prohibits these storms to develop, and we also have a weak El Nino, and any storm that does develop, well, the tops of them will get sheared. So that's good news for us. On the other hand, the other big body of water is the Pacific Ocean. We have a couple of tropical storms, and this one in particular is not a tropical storm. It's actually a hurricane. It's a major hurricane. This is just out of interest, but it's a Category 4 storm, has sustained winds of 145, and it looks to track close to Hawaii, so this could be the big weather story of this coming week. We'll have to look at that as that develops. As far as our forecast for the next couple of days, 30% chance of showers and storms tomorrow and Wednesday. Then that chance of storms lessens over Thursday, Friday, and the Saturday. and then the storm chance ramps up by the latter part of the weekend into early next week. And also our temperatures for the next several days just about average or just above. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. In consumer news, Wells Fargo says hundreds of customers lost their homes because of a computer glitch. The issue came to light in a regulatory filing showing that software mistakenly denied more than 600 homeowners mortgage modifications. And in about 400 of those cases, the customers were foreclosed upon. The computer error was fixed in October 2015, but it had been going since April of 2010. Wells Fargo says it has set aside $8 million to compensate customers affected by the mistake. One of the most prominent women to lead a Fortune 500 company is leaving her position. Indra Nooyi has announced that she will step down as CEO of PepsiCo. Nooyi led Pepsi to become one of the most successful food and beverage companies in the world, growing sales by more than 80% during her dozen years tenure. She will step down as CEO on October 3rd, but will stay on as the chairwoman of the board of directors until early next year. MoviePass is putting more limitations on its customers. The movie subscription service will now only allow users to see 3 movies in theaters in a month. That is a significant change from their original promotion of 1 a day. But the company says 85% of customers see 3 movies or less per month. The monthly subscription price will remain just under $10. The 3 movies per month change goes into effect August 15th. Happening today, it's the start of commercial and recreational lobster season in Florida. Fishermen must have their proper license and permit to catch the popular shellfish. Visit our website, mysuncoast.com, to find a link to where you can get those permits along with what you need to know about fishing rules, regulations, and where to harvest those lobsters. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a one-of-a-kind attraction for thrill seekers. We'll show you the unique new floor installed on Seattle's Space Needle.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call
800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now,
800-604-0398.
or visit SoClean.com today.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
And here we have it, just a simple Asian dish, and it's so rich with flavor. Udon noodles, we have the stir-fried chicken with some sesame and orange in it, but notice we didn't fry the chicken, so we get those beautiful flavors without adding the extra calories. Red peppers, bok choy, and snap peas. Now, if you want this recipe, simply go on mysuncoast.com, click on recipes. You'll find that, the video, and so much more. And remember to enter our gift card contest. You can win a gift certificate to $50 to one of our local restaurants. Scott will get your lunch ready and be right over.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Judy. Coming up later today on ABC 7 News at 4, with the start of the new school year around the corner, what Venice police are doing to ensure students in Venice are safe on campus. Plus, we'll take a look at where red tide is now and if it's still having harmful impacts on marine life here on the Suncoast. We hope to see you later today on ABC 7 News at 4. In entertainment news, the actress known as Mrs. Garrett on the 80s sitcom Different Strokes has passed away. Charlotte Rae was also known for playing that same role on the Facts of Life spin-off of Different Strokes. Her son said she passed away peacefully at her home in Los Angeles Sunday, surrounded by family. Rae was 92 years old. Sir Patrick Stewart is returning to Star Trek, reprising his role as Captain Jean-Luc Picard on the new series for CBS. The show is not a reboot of The Next Generation, but is being described as a look at the next chapter of Picard's life. Stewart confirmed his return to Star Trek Saturday during a surprise visit to a Star Trek convention in Las Vegas, and they were really happy, let me tell you. Finally, Seattle's famous Space Needle just made its view even more amazing, along with something special for thrill seekers. The Loop is the world's first and only revolving glass floor. It provides a 360-degree view of the city and 50 stories straight down if you want to look down. The floor is constructed of 10 layers of tightly bonded glass and is powered by 12 motors, and it's all part of the Space Needle's $100 million renovation. You can just stand there and look around, or you can walk around. I mean, it's,
I like that. I mean, I could do that at the Grand Canyon, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's hope they don't have a hailstorm.
No. Have a great afternoon, everyone.